Okay, let's be real for a second. We've all been sold this dream of a super smart AI assistant, right? One that just gets it. But the reality, it's usually pretty frustrating. Well, what if I told you some new research has found a way to make them actually reliable? And get this, the secret is surprisingly simple. I mean, you know the feeling. You ask an AI to do something that seems straightforward and it just falls flat on its face. It's so frustrating. So, what's the deal? Why do they struggle so much with anything that isn't a one-and-done command? Just think about some everyday computer stuff. You want to organize a bunch of files into folders by date. Or maybe you're trying to find the best deal on a new gadget across 3 different websites. Or hey, you need to pull together a weekly report from an email and a spreadsheet. Even planning a trip. All of these things have a ton of steps. And for an AI right now, one little slip-up, one tiny mistake, and the whole thing can just collapse. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to dive into how some researchers are trying to crack this nut. First, we'll look at why these AI agents are so fragile. Then we'll get into a really simple but super powerful idea they had. We'll break down how this cool new method called behavior narratives actually works, check out the incredible results it's getting, and then, talk about what this means for all of us. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the fragile AI assistant. The problem, and this is really the key, isn't that the AI can't do the task. It's that it's just not consistent. It's super unreliable. In the biz, they call this high variance. Think about it like this. If you have to do 100 things in a row perfectly, the odds of messing up just one of them are pretty high, right? Same for the AI. When it's got to click here, type there, open this file dozens or hundreds of times, just one little mistake can snowball. And that's what leads to what the researchers call a catastrophic failure. Basically, the whole thing just goes off the rails. Now, look at this. This is fascinating. You've got 3 tries at the exact same task. The first one fails at step 4, the second one gets way further but then messes up on step 17, but the third one? It nails it. The super important thing to see here is that they didn't all fail in the same place. This is the big aha moment. The researchers call it complementary success. Yeah, they're individually unreliable, but they're unreliable in different ways. So, if one agent is a bit of a gamble, but they all trip up on different banana peels, that leads to a really, really clever idea. It's called wide scaling. And the idea is this. What if we just run it again and again? And again, instead of putting all our eggs in one basket and hoping for a perfect run, why not just play the odds? If you give it, say, 10 shots, the chances that at least one of them will succeed goes way, way up. Okay, but that creates a new problem, right? Now you have a bunch of results, and most of them are failures. You need a smart way to find the needle in the haystack, to pick out the one good run. And that is the core of this new method. It's called behavior best of N, or you'll see it called bON. And let's be honest, picking the winner is a huge challenge. I mean, who has time to sit and watch 10 different screen recordings of an AI trying to do something? It would take forever. So they needed a much more elegant way to do it. And that's where something called behavior narratives comes in. So this bBoN thing, it's basically a 3-step recipe. Step 1, generate. You just let a bunch of AI agents try the task. They call these attempts rollouts. Step 2, summarize. This is the magic part. Each of those messy, long attempts gets boiled down into a simple summary, the behavior narrative. And then step 3, select. A totally separate AI, acting as a judge, reads all those short summaries and just picks the one that actually got the job done. So this behavior narrative, what is it really? Well, imagine it's just a simple text-only report. It's a summary of what the AI actually did, what files it opened, what text it typed, and what happened as a result. All the visual noise is stripped away. The analogy they use is perfect. A manager doesn't need to watch an employee's screen for an hour. They can just read a 1-page summary of their work to see if the project is finished. It's so much more efficient. Okay, this all sounds great in theory. It's a cool idea. But does it actually work in practice? Well, the results are kind of nuts. The paper calls them unreasonably strong. And honestly, they're not wrong. Let's look at the numbers. So here we're looking at a benchmark called OSWorld. This isn't some simple game. It's a test of complex, real-world computer tasks. The old champion, an agent called CUAs, was topping out around 60% success. Pretty good. But this new bBoN method, it blows past it, hitting almost 70%. That's a full 10 percentage point jump. In the world of AI research, that is a massive leap. Yeah, almost 70%. But here's what makes that number truly mind-blowing. It puts this AI system right on the heels of human performance. On these same tasks, humans score about 72%. We're talking about closing that gap to just a couple of percentage points. That's incredible. And this table really drives the point home. They took a really strong agent, already scoring a solid 62.6%, and just by applying this bBoN method, just by running it 10 times and picking the best one, they boosted its score by over 7 points. It's not a better brain, it's just a smarter strategy. It's a huge, huge boost in reliability for basically free. I love this quote from the paper. They say, their results highlight the unreasonable effectiveness of scaling when you do it right. And that's the whole story, isn't it? It shows that just making models bigger isn't the only answer. You can get these huge gains by being clever about how you scale. In this case, scaling wide instead of just deep. So let's zoom out. What does all of this actually mean? Well, it's way more than just a new high score on some academic benchmark. This could be the shift we've been waiting for. From AI assistants being fragile, hit-or-miss tools, to being something we can actually rely on. So if you're going to remember a few things, remember these. First, sometimes the best way to be more reliable is just to try a few more times. Repetition is powerful. Second, you have to be smart about picking the winner, and these behavior narratives are a brilliant way to do that. Third, this isn't a small step. We're talking near human performance on tough stuff. And finally, this isn't just some lab experiment for one system. It worked on Linux, Windows, and Android. It's a real-world framework for building the dependable AI assistants we've all been hoping for. So it really makes you wonder, right? How long is it going to be until our AI assistants finally stop failing in frustrating ways and actually start, well, amazing us? This research definitely suggests that future might be a lot closer than any of us thought. The dream of a genuinely helpful digital partner could be on its way to becoming a reality.